Hello YouTube, this video is going to be about how to change fork oil on your dirt bike. This pretty much applies for most dirt bikes, but before, make sure you check your owner's manual just to double check. And okay, so first of all, what you want to do is you want to put your bike on a stand. Once you've put your bike on a stand, or just somehow levitate it, just to take pressure off the front fork springs, what you want to do is you want to remove that bolt right there. Sorry, but in my case my handlebar blocks that, so we're just going to remove that quickly. So just get your spanner spanner, and a bit hard to do with one hand, loosen the bolts. Oh shit. Loosen them all in a crisscross pattern. You've unscrewed these 4 bolts, just simply remove these, put them somewhere safe so they don't get lost. Safe and sound. And your handlebar should just pop out of place, like so. There we go. And now we can reach the bolt. To remove this bolt, it does take a lot of force, so you'll need, in my case, a 17mm socket and a big bar like this to give you the extra leverage that you need. Just simply hook this on, hold the handlebars tight and loosen this, and it's going to be really hard to do with one hand, so I'll just loosen it and then come back in a second. Once you've got that loosened off, you can use something a little smaller. Just to take this off. As you're taking this off, just in case the cap flies off, you want to put a fair amount of force. Normally what you want to do is wear gloves and put pressure on. There's your bolt. Wait. You want to keep that nice and safe. That can go in here. Now, the next step is to remove Allen key bolts underneath on your shock. It might be there, but there should be a bolt to drain the oil, so let's get to that. Okay, so once you find the correct size Allen key, what you want to do is you want to put that in there, and if you're finding it too hard to loosen up, what I've found makes it easier is just get a normal spanner, hook it up like that, and it gives you that extra leverage, the extra force to loosen this up. So, see if I can do this one hand now. I'll get back in just a sec once I've loosened this bolt. Okay, so once you've loosened it, you want to just carry on loosening this bolt. By the way, I'm using a 6mm. For your bike it might be a little different. Now, as you can see, oil has started to drip out, and this bit can get pretty messy, so I'm just going to wear gloves and come back in a second. Now what you want to do is, when you're taking this bolt off, be very careful not to drop it in. otherwise you'll have to go fishing. Oh, I spilt a bit there. Nevertheless, at least the bolt's not in. So what you want to do is just wait for all that to drain out. You might want to compress your shocks a few times just to get all that mucky, dirty oil out. And once you've made sure all the oil's out, I'll come back in a second. Okay, so as you can see, oil's not really dripping out anymore. So what you want to do is you want to get your container, and a bit of my oil dripped out, but that's because my container's a bit small. But what you really want to do is, ideally, if you don't know how much oil you want to put in your shocks, you want to mark out, just like that, how much oil came out, and that's just going to give you a guideline to how much oil to put in. But if your oils have been leaking, in that case what you want to do is you want to look at your service manual and find out how many milliliters of oil goes in your shocks. And it's absolutely crucial to put the correct amount, because too much can be too stiff and too less could be too soft. So once you mark out how much oil to put in, dispose of this oil correctly, and I'll be back in a second. Once you've disposed the old oil, what you want to do is get this bolt and just screw it back in. Oh, slippery oil in your hands. Get the wrench. Squeeze that nice and firm. Put that aside. Now that you've tightened that, get your correct measurement of your new clean oil, fork oil, and what you want to do is you want to just simply pour it down that hole, make sure all of it gets in. And also, I've already done my other fork, but what you want to do is you want to do exactly the same on both forks, otherwise it can be a little off balance. But yeah, that's just really simple. It's going to be hard for me to do with one hand because I need a funnel, but I'll be back in 2 seconds. Now that you've put all your oil in, it's time to put the oil cap. Now this is a good time to inspect the O-ring, the threads and all that good stuff, and check if it needs replacing. So simply bit of force, screw that in. So now we're going to get our just remembered I have all loads of oil on my hands, so I'll be back in a second to clean all this up. Okay, so now that I've cleaned my tools, what you want to do is just carry on. Just tighten this up. Once you've tightened up a fair amount, what you want to do is get this longer bar just extend this like so, and really hard to do with one hand. and tighten that up as hard as you can, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so once you've tightened your bolt, what I like to do is just double check. Put that in there. Give that a nice snug fit. Just double check precautions. And so what I like to do is, because all oil is stripped out, get some kind of bike cleaner. Mine seems to have run out. Spray it on there nicely. Get an old rag, just wipe that down to get all that mucky oil off that we don't like. And once you've done that, see, nice wipe. What you want to do is get these handlebar cap things. Don't drop the bolts. And oh, dropped a bolt. You wanna get your handlebar and place it like so. Get just hand tighten that so it don't fall off. Oh, do the same with the other side. And it's pretty simple. Just inline your handlebar, make sure those thready bitties are nice, adjust your bar and tighten that nice and snug. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so once you've tightened your handlebars, that's your forks done. Give them a little test, and off you go. Thank you for watching.